Gary Graves, USA Today. For Chad, when you hear comments about luck, do you feel a little bit disrespected about some of the decisions that you make, that people aren't giving you credit for just looking at situations, maybe taking a risk, that kind of thing? And for Jimmie, when that caution came out, what was going through your mind that this is maybe the opportunity that we needed with the way Jeff was running at that point?
I think they can call it luck, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. I feel that we do a very good job at Hendrick Motorsports preparing our teams, preparing our cars, preparing our pit crews to take advantage of opportunities when they arise. If you're prepared and a situation arises that you can take advantage of a top 5 or a victory, and you do that, I don't think that's luck. On the converse of that, if we'd have been out there today and wrecked on lap 5 because we were midway in the pack, that's not luck. That's because we qualified so poorly that we were somewhere where we shouldn't have been. Texas last year was a prime example. We qualified poorly there, and we were wrecked in the second lap. So that's not luck. That's just not doing what you need to do to get the stuff done. So I don't think there's a lot of luck. There's opportunities that arise throughout the race, and if you're prepared to capitalize on them, then good for you.
Bobby Rose will start us. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, pit stops are opportunities, a chance to work on your race car. I felt like there would be some two-tire stuff going on with not having a lot of laps on those tires, and it worked out well. When I left my pit stall, there weren't many cars on pit road, and I'm like, oh, you're not going to like this one, I think is what I said on the radio. But evidently we had lapped so many cars, there weren't many guys on pit road. So I thought we were in big trouble, and then I saw the huge line on the track, and that was all the lap down cars that we had passed with so many green flag laps. So in the end, it obviously worked out really good for us. And anytime a caution comes out, if you're the leader, you're bummed, especially if you have a gap. For everyone else, you're excited because it's an opportunity to make your stuff better and to hopefully gain positions on pit road.
Bobby Rose with StartersFallout.com here in Las Vegas. What would you accredit the success that you've been having over the past 4 years with breaking records, making history? Is it the cars that Hendrick makes? Is it the driver? Is it the pit chief? I mean, what's the secret here?
It's the people, and Rick has built his company and the company motto and what we believe in week in and week out, year in and year out. NASCAR has a very strict rule book, and we all have the same equipment. The sport is closer today than it has ever been in the history of the sport. And you go through the big teams, the sponsorships are the same, the budgets are the same, we all have the same tools, we have the same cars. It boils down to the people that are putting the stuff together and how they work together. And starting with Rick and the group that he's compiled, and then Chad and myself, and the way it all works, it really boils down to people.
Jenna.
Jenna Fryer, Associated Press. 2 questions. One, Harvick was in here, and Harvick and how he gets when he's running well, and he said they know we can run with them, and that's all he said. So I'm wondering what you see from the 29, and if you think he's going to be someone you're going to contend to. And also for Chad and Rick, Jeff was in here and he said that Steve was pretty upset after. What do you guys say to him when you go to work tomorrow, and well, you're going to be here, but the next time you see him, and he's upset about that you outsmarted him and you got to work with him?
I didn't outsmart him. He did not make the wrong call, and I said that just a moment ago out there. There wasn't a wrong call to make. They came in first. They wanted to maintain track position because track position is so critical. The only way for us to beat them was to do something different. And I didn't know they were taking 2 tires. He didn't know we were taking 4 tires. So, I went with my plan because I thought that that's what we needed to do, because I assumed that a bunch of people were going to take 2 tires. Steve is a fantastic crew chief. He's done a phenomenal job with that racing team. I think that the way that he works with me in the 248 shop is unparalleled. He's a great teammate and a good friend of mine, and he did not make the wrong call. He did what he thought was right to try to win that race, and they came up a little bit short, just a little bit. So, there's no fault to him.
Okay.
Sorry, I jumped in ahead of you. Sorry.
No, go. That's great. The 29, they're definitely on it, without a doubt. You cannot ignore the fact that the 31, the 33, and the 29 have a ton of speed. So they've worked in the right areas over the offseason and closed the gap up a ton, and it's going to be an awesome race. And I'm glad it's a bunch of Chevys up there racing for this thing.
Okay, we got another one here behind the post, and then we got Tom and Tom.
It's me again over here. So, first of all, for the numbers thing that you guys like to play, Jeff led all but 48 laps today. just thought you'd like to know that one. Okay. So to be sure, Chad, your decision wasn't based on what they did. You were going to go before no matter what anybody else did.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but I felt very confident that a lot of people were going to take 2 tires. And with the way that the car was running, and honestly the way that we typically run on 2 tires, it wasn't even an option for me. I felt like if we got 4 tires, we would be in a position, because of the double foul restart, that we would start in the first 3 rows and we would be okay. And fortunately enough, we were able to start in the second row, and it worked out. But the 24 car was still very, very strong even on 2 tires. If it hadn't been for us up there pushing him as hard as what he had to be pushed, 29 would have never caught him. Jeff had to use his stuff up pretty hard just to try to stay ahead of us.